Clerk Moscow, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. At this time, I call to order the regularly scheduled committee meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, March 17th, 2021, at 7:07 p.m. Roll call, please, Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Caveney?
Here.
Trustee Crowley?
Here.
Trustee Gillis? Here. Trustee Ivan?
Here.
Trustee Killily? Here. Trustee Kreis?
Here.
Mayor LaRue?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I declare an in-person meeting is not practical or prudent because due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Mayor, you have a quorum verified by audio or visual confirmation.
Thank you, sir. I want to wish everyone out there a very happy St. Patrick's Day and also a very happy birthday to the Village of Midlothian, 94 years young. Looking forward to many, many years, more birthdays to come. So, thank you. Deputy Clerk PULASKI, was there any comment from the public?
No, there was none.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to trustee business, trustee Kreis.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to let the board know Mary Jean Farrell passed away. She was a longtime volunteer on the beautification committee, and her next birthday she would have been 90 years old. So keep Mary Jean and her family in your thoughts and prayers. Just a couple quick updates. The Invest in Cook grant application for Phase 2 engineering for the Natalie Creek Trail was successfully submitted on Friday. Keep your fingers crossed. We are adding additional vendors thanks to Recycle Rita for our... I'm sorry? Sorry.
Somebody's phone?
What?
May I? Sorry, that was my mom's phone, house phone.
Oh, okay. May I continue?
Yes, please.
Sorry.
Please mute your devices if you're not talking.
We are continuing to add vendors for our Keep Midlothian Beautiful Recycle event on April 24th. Rita has found a vendor who will collect tires, but there's a limit of 75. I should hopefully have more information next week. I received an email from OAI requesting if there would be any interest for the village to have them perform maintenance on our green infrastructure installations again this year, namely twice a month on the rain garden and the permeable parking lot. So I forwarded the information to Superintendent Sperry and copied Trustee Killily, and Joe thought it was a fantastic idea. Right now they're collecting information from municipal partners. They'll confirm a plan. They will share a draft contract. This ties to CMAP's Go to 2050 shared service model. They paid Cardinal last year $5,730 to perform maintenance on the rain garden. What they would be asking for from the village is a $1,000 contribution, but that would then include maintenance twice a month on the rain garden and the maintenance on the permeable parking lot. Joe thought it was a fantastic idea. So hopefully that becomes a reality, and that is all I have this evening.
Can I ask a question? Is that maintenance on the parking lot just like for the summer months when they're doing maintenance on the rain garden?
I believe so.
Okay. Did you happen to ask Cardno if they could provide a quote to get rid of the knotweed?
No, but I can.
Okay. All right. And can you ask Cardno this year if they will be able to remulch the edge of the rain garden? I believe it was in their contract for last year, but it never got done.
It would be in the contract, whatever we get from OAI. I'm not responsible for the contract. OAI is.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying it was in our contract for them to do last year and it never got done, so.
Okay.
Can you explain to everyone out there what knotweed is? I'm
Knotweed?
kidding.
Oh.
You can actually cook with it.
Welcome to our weekly cooking show. All right, is that it, Trustee Price?
That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Ivan?
I have nothing to add today.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Gillis?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I have discussion and approval to change the current fire reporting software from Firehouse to DESO. Chief Hap Wagner has requested to go to this. This is a cloud-based software. I don't know if anybody has any questions regarding it. We currently don't get this Firehouse software at Station 2 because of the server issues that we've had. And Carl or Trustee Ivan or Trustee Crowley, feel free to jump in, correct me if I'm not technology right, but basically what this is a cloud-based system, which we do not have with Firehouse, and it basically just needs internet connection. Firehouse is going to be phased out at the end of 21, so we would have to find something to replace it anyways. Most of our surrounding departments are going to this ESO software, which is going to be helpful. It's going to save us a lot of time, and by saving us time, it's going to save us money. Reports that we currently do on Firehouse take roughly 40 minutes to get them into the state reporting, and now we can do it in less than 5, so that is a big plus for us. It basically breaks down into a cost of $11,478.50 this year. There's a one-time fee out of that amount that is $2,735, so our annual recurring fee is going to be $8,743.50. We will be able to utilize it for, like I said, cloud-based, and it'll serve our EMS fire reports, our inspections. We'll have a fire setup and online training that is a one-time fee, and then we are also be able to transfer all our previous fire reports that we have through Firehouse software too. So in the long run, it's going to be an asset that is going to be very instrumental in getting us up to speed where we should be doing reports. And it's going to help in every fashionable way because we only need internet service to make it work. So you could utilize it on your phone, you can use it on laptops, basically anywhere you have internet service. So, that is.
Any questions, comments?
I guess I would just say that I support getting away from Firehouse in any way we can. I would ask Trustee Gillis to double check and make sure that we've checked with Proven and with our dispatch company to make sure everything's compatible. Firehouse, since before I became on the board, was one of the biggest and has continued to be one of the biggest problems we've had with software and firewall issue between our old servers and now still with our new server, because it is downloaded onto our servers and it has to go through multiple firewalls to connect, and it really constantly is a battle and a problem. So I think it'll definitely, and I know it's costly, but I definitely think in the long run, it'll be much more effective, and it will definitely save time and make sure that we are in compliance with state reporting. So I am in favor of it as long as we verify through Proven and Telcom that it is compatible and there will be no connectivity issues.
The cost is roughly $3,000 more than we pay currently, but we're going to be reimbursed for any part of Firehouse that we don't use will be credited, and Chief Wagner informed me that he has budgeted this into the budget for next year, so it is something that will be budgeted.
Any other questions? All right, make your motion, Trustee Gillis.
Would like to make a motion to approve the ESO software not to exceed $11,478.50.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Moskowitz.
we're still on mute. Trustee Gillis?
Aye.
Trustee Crowley?
Aye.
Trustee Caveney?
Aye.
Trustee Ivan?
Aye.
Trustee Killily?
Aye.
Trustee Kreis?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
And I will say thank you very much because this will definitely allow me to go an extra week without having to color my hair.
Anything else, Trustee Gillis?
Yes, sir. Just to give everybody an update on Station 2. Currently, we have received a price quote for the repairs, the internal repairs, which includes the drywall, electric gutter, soffits, masonry, cabinets, counters, electrical, from Anthony, the roof company that did the Village Hall roof. I believe that was $97,900, $97,700. We have basically put our insurance claim in, and we're hoping to hear something by the end of the week from them regarding any coverage that we would get to appreciate that amount that would be due through Anthony. But as of now, Station 2 is still closed. We have everybody working out of Station 1. And obviously, Chief Hal Wagner has made arrangement for East Side automatic gate if needed, if we have any issues with trains. The only other thing I have outside of that is that we do have a big ISO meeting on schedule for April 1st. I'm not really thrilled about having it on April 1st, but it is set up to go over our ISO rating to see where we're at, just to give the board some information. We are currently at an ISO rating of 4. We have been at a 4 since, I believe, 1984. Over that 37-year period, or 47, what's the 30, 47? I don't know. Over that stretch, our ISO rating almost was increased to a 5 at one point. This is many years ago. Since then, we have made substantial amount of infrastructure repairs, and obviously we have the new water tower. We're hoping to drop to a 3, possibly a 2, but most definitely I believe we're going to drop to a 3. That's what Chief Pat Wagner informed me. So that would be huge for our insurance. So keep your fingers crossed on that, and let's hope after all these years we do drop to a 2 or a 3. And that is all I have.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Caveney.
Thank you, Mayor. First thing on my agenda is review and approval of the TNT lawn maintenance contract that I've attached. Superintendent Weinert was very, very happy with this company last year. They did a very good job for the village, and they were very responsive. And they were the cheapest company that he received bid from last year. So he'd like to renew them. Last year, they charged the village $50 per cut. This year, they're raising it to $55 a cut.
Any questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
I would just like to comment, hopefully, most of this would then get reimbursed through the Illinois Housing Development Authority grant through the South Suburban Land Bank,
Right.
as it has in the past.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, make a motion, Trustee Caveney.
I'd like to make the motion for the board to approve the TNT lawn maintenance contract for compliance lawn cutting for the 2021 spring, fall, summer, and fall season.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Caveney?
Aye.
Trustee Crowley?
Aye.
Trustee Gillis?
Aye.
Trustee Ivan?
Aye.
Trustee Killily?
Aye.
Trustee Price?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone. One last thing on my agenda. I had received communication from a resident that lives over on 149th Street. Her address is 3620. The lot next to her is vacant. It's 3614 149th Street. That was a home that the village had demolished back in 2015. And I, went to the county websites to see if I could dig up any information on it. And taxes haven't been paid. The last full tax bill that was paid on this was in 2010. Then 2011 and 2012 were skipped. 2013 was paid, but since 2013, their tax bills have been paid. Told me the gentleman who had lived there had gotten ill and passed away, and his family didn't want anything to do with the house. The only recorded document that I could find was a notice to remediate, and that was filed on August 12, 2015. And then I believe the county sheriff demolished the building. The resident had told me she remembered the county sheriff and their demo program coming out, their demo workers coming out and demolishing the house. So do any of you guys recall that when the village had that property demolished?
What's that address again, Kathy?
It is 3620.
Yep, I recall.
Wait, I just want to know, is this the property at 149th and Hamlin?
Maybe it's like the second lot off the corner.
I think the owner's name was Earl Cunningham.
Yes, it was. Yes, it is Earl Cunningham.
Yeah. So back then we worked with the land bank in conjunction. They made the connection with the Cook County Sheriff on this program, and the house was in deplorable condition. Mm-hmm. And we had to go through the legal process in order to be able to demo those houses.
Okay, but did the land bank then move forward to acquire the property? Does the village own the property?
No, it's still privately owned.
Okay, so the land bank just put the village in touch with the sheriff so that we could get it demolished.
Because it was in deplorable condition.
Like when those things happen, when we have buildings demolished, is there a process whereby the village should contact the county to let them know that there's no building on the property anymore? Because this is still being taxed with a house. When you go and look in the tax records, it's still showing the house.
We could, but the county reassesses, and they should have caught that there was a house.
Apparently they haven't sent anybody to take a look.
And actually, before there's a demolition, there has to be a demolition permit. And that you have to have a county demolition permit, so the county should have a record.
I should know.
Well, I mean, but you guys have to remember, just because a permit is issued doesn't mean that the work gets done. So at some point, someone needs to contact the county and send a photo and say, yeah, here you go, the house was knocked down. At any rate, the reason why this neighbor called was because she's interested in buying the lot. So when I was zipping through like the recorder website, the clerk website, the assessor website, I thought I had seen something that said one of the tax years was sold at a tax sale, but I flipped the screen too quick and I need to go back and see if I can find that again. I mean, do any of you have any idea what the process would be for this homeowner to go about trying to buy this lot? Because if the gentleman passed away, his family's not around. I even tried to Google his name to see if I could find an old obit.
Well, I'm sure that the property's probably in the estate. If the estate is owned by somebody in the family, they are responsible for the taxes.
Right.
But how do we find the estate? How do we do that?
All we gotta do is do a trace on the pin and see who it comes up to.
It comes up to Earl Cunningham.
So
It's still coming up to him. From what the neighbor said was that Mr. Cunningham's family wanted nothing to do with the house.
So again, the county has tax sales.
Mm-hmm.
They're not being held right now. Everything has been deferred for over a year. So the individual could go through the county through a tax sale, but that would probably be, she'd need an attorney. That would probably be complicated.
Right.
Or the village could try to acquire the property through the no cash bid process, which again is not occurring because none of these processes through the county are occurring. But that would probably be the next step, is for the village to do it through a no-catch bid. And then the transaction could be between the homeowner and the village. But that would not happen. I don't know when the county is going to open up the tax sales again. I have no idea.
Okay.
Attorney Valadez, what did we do with the, didn't we file a lawsuit for abandonment with one property that we were trying to get the court to turn over to us? Am I speaking of that?
That was when the village was seeking to get title to it itself. The difficulty that we have in this case is because of the relative newness of its status, is that property owners have statutory time periods for which they can redeem and get their property back. So if, in fact, the individual does not want the property anymore, the fastest, quickest, and most efficient way to do it would be to contact whoever the heirs are and to get them to deed it over.
Well,
Otherwise, the statute is going to go the way,
Right?
and Trustee Christ is correct, the county process takes time.
Well, does anybody, I mean, you guys have lived in town longer than I do. Does anybody know who Earl Cunningham was or any of his relatives?
No.
No idea.
Google.
Well, I tried that. Google failed me yesterday.
I know Richie Cunningham, I'll ask him.
Anything else, Trustee Cavney?
No, that's all tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Killedy?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley?
Only thing on my agenda this evening, sir, is the discussion over a new part-time officer for the police department. I did send each one of the board members a synopsis of this person's resume. It is budgeted. We are just adding another person to our part-time roster.
Any questions, concerns?
When that does happen, will we be informed of who he is, so we know who he is?
Yeah, yes, that's just the stuff that we were told to keep off of the.
Yeah, I understand that. I just have a hard time sometimes when we put part-timers on, it's hard to get a feel for who it is until we see him on the street, and then we don't know him, then we don't know him until we meet him in person.
Absolutely, I'll announce it once the board passes it. How's that?
Thank you.
You want that on the agenda for next week for approval?
Yes, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Is that it?
That's all I have.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valadez?
Just that we completed the grievance arbitration for the firefighters union. We have 2 more potential grievance arbitrations pending. Going to try and resolve those within the next 2 weeks, but it is quite possible that we will have an additional 2 more grievance arbitrations if we can't work it out. That's all that I have.
Thank you, sir. Under my business tonight, the first item is the amendment of ordinance 2076. This is the Title 5, Chapter 2 of the Village of Midlothian Municipal Code, providing for the payment of gaming device license fees. This was brought about due to my conversations with numerous business owners about the state not allowing the gaming operators to pay the license fees, which they had in the past. The state realized that most municipal ordinances say that the license fee is responsibility of the business owner, and they would not allow the gaming operators to pay that license fee unless the ordinance was changed. So it is a very, very minor change, amendment to the ordinance stating that the responsibility of the license fee is the business owner or the gaming operator. Anyone have any questions? This helps out our businesses so much. The gaming operators have always paid, and the state took that back and did not allow it. So it's a big help for our business owners. So, concerns, questions? All right, then I'm looking for a motion to approve the amendment of ordinance 2076, or ordinance 2, sorry, let me start over. I'm looking for a motion to approve ordinance 2076, amending Title 5, Chapter 2 of the Village of Midlothian Municipal Code, providing for the payment of gaming device license fees.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please. Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Gillis.
Aye.
Trustee Kreis.
Aye.
Trustee Cavaney.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Ivan.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Second thing on my agenda, I'm looking for a motion to approve the increase for the village attorney's hourly rate by $15 from $150 to $165 for the calendar year of 2021. This is in line with the increases that our employees received last year, including our prosecution attorney, Peter Murphy. 165 is still well below the industry standard, and looking at what we're paying other attorneys that the village has used and currently uses, as far as Brent Denson with the Land Bank, O'Halloran with Insurance Council, they're at 195 and 215 an hour. Looking at other towns around us, they're paying their village attorneys anywhere from 205 an hour to 250 an hour. So I think this is, that's all I gotta say. So I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second. Any other discussion?
I do have some discussion, as everybody's probably anticipating. I guess I'm still feeling, I still feel that last week it was on a bill and the board had not approved it, and I don't appreciate that. I went back through the minutes and tried to find the language that the attorney had referenced, that it was discussed, and I could not find it. I then reached out this afternoon to Clerk Moskowitz after I spent all kinds of time going through the board docs and meeting minutes trying to find that language, and Clerk Moskowitz could not find it either. And I thought when Attorney Valadez was initially hired, the purpose was to reduce the village's attorney's fees. And I went back and looked, and for the 12 months ending April of 2018, the village paid $123,436 in attorney's fees. April 2019 fiscal year ending, we paid $119,942. Last year, we paid total attorney's fees $160,611, and we are on track to exceed that amount the current fiscal year. So both Attorney Valadez's monthly bills have increased, in addition to what we are paying outside counsel, which is Peter Murphy, Tressler, and Montana and Welch. And then I also went back and looked at comparison, what was to be included in Attorney Valadez's services, and one of the items was electoral board fee cap of $2,500, and that was supposed to be included, and yet I believe we contracted with Montana and Welch to handle the electoral board. So the attorney's fees have really escalated, and I just have a concern with the entire way this was handled.
Any other questions, comments, discussion?
Can I ask what we're paying, how much an hour we're paying Montana and Welch now?
$198 an hour.
Well, that's
Okay,
their asking rate. I actually negotiated that down to 160 through Peter Murphy. So we are paying less than that. Their normal rate is 190. The village of Midlothian is paying 160.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please. Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Ivan.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Cavaney.
Aye.
Trustee Gillis.
Nay.
Trustee Killily.
Nay.
Trustee Kreis.
Nay.
Mayor LaRue.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Last thing on my agenda, speaking with the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus today, we fully expect Governor Pritzker to announce tomorrow a further reopening of Illinois, not quite to phase five, but a bridge between phase 4 and phase 5, which is going to drastically reopen many things that have been curtailed. It's good news. Positivity rate continues to decline drastically, and the vaccination rate continues to increase drastically. They believe that many Illinoisans will be fully vaccinated by the end of the month of March or middle of April. So this should go into effect sometime middle of April. So with that said, I fully expect that we will be back to in-person meetings sometime in the middle of April, just to give you a heads up. And that's all I have tonight. Clerk Moskowitz.
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Seeing that no further business coming before the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.